He was a living example, and we understood that he was at his best with his hands in wood. Daddy was a builder, a carpenter by trade. Our house was filled with furniture and things that he had made. He hammered out a living, he measured out a life, taking care of his children and his wife. 6 days out of 7, he was up before the dawn, and soon you'd hear him working with his hammer and his saw. He was just a simple countryman, hard-working, kind and good, but he was at his best with his hands in wood. With his hands in wood, he gave it all he had, never turning back when the times got bad. He was a living example, we understood that he was at his best with his hands in wood. I remember when we got the word the neighbor's house burned down. He didn't hesitate, he loaded up and went to town, and he gave them all the furniture that he had built to sell. And he offered up a prayer and wished them well. I've seen him build a cradle where his grandchild will lay. He built a church and altar, but would not accept their pay. And he built a strong foundation where our family has stood, but he was at his best with his hands in wood. With his hands in wood, he gave it all he had, never turning back when the times got bad. He was a living example, we understood that he was at his best with his hands in wood. And he told me all about the greatest carpenter of all, laid down his hammer to answer a higher call. But they thought he was a rebel, he was so misunderstood, and they crucified him with his hands